Fani Willis files appeals after judge drops charges against Trump. She just will not quit. She is relentless. One of the most evil black women, I believe, in America is Fani Willis. Her whole thing is to go after Trump. This is all political. That's why they ended up having to drop charges in the first place. I mean, and she's so corrupt. She take money. We know that she took government grants and spent it on things that wasn't supposed to be spent on. It's supposed to be for kids, and she took it and took the money. And even though the grant writer told her not to take not to spend the money on tech and stuff, she took the money that's supposed to go to kids and spent it on tech and trips and stuff like that. I mean, she's just an evil, evil woman. But we're gonna talk a little bit about that. But before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button, share this out so we can get this information out there. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, and hit that alarm bell so you know when I'm putting out new stuff. Also, check out my link tree in the description. It has a link to my Patreon. That's where I talk about things that I can't talk about here. All right, so let's talk about this news. Now, this comes from Nick R. Hamilton. I think this is the second story that I'm reporting on from him, from Slay News. He reports that Georgia's Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis has filed a last-ditch appeal after multiple charges against President Trump were dropped. The move from the Democrat prosecutor comes after Fulton County Superior Court Judge Scott McAfee dropped multiple indictments against Trump. Willis's case against Trump has fallen apart, and McAfee's decision to drop multiple indictments has signaled that the 45th president has soundly crushed the Democrat district attorney. It is only a matter of time before the entire thing is over. This is the latest defeat for Willis, who has been struggling ever since she announced her indictments against Trump and his allies. Her case, one of several Democrat lawfare attacks against Trump, is related to allegations of election interference following the 2020 presidential election. Willis's indictment catapulted her to stardom among Democrats. However, that fame quickly faded as she faced setback after setback. Her dream of boosting her career by convicting Trump has now become increasingly unlikely. Willis, like Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg, is going to find out what reward they will receive by failing to convict Trump ahead of a crucial election. Again, we all know this is lawfare. We all know why they're doing this. Even AOC is admitting that they're doing this to try to hamstring him so he can't campaign. and they thought it was going to work against him, but it's actually making him more popular. The more they attack him, the more popular he gets. And they're so stupid they don't even realize that. But while Willis's case is still functionally intact, the dismissal of 6 indictments is a serious blow that compounds the other setbacks Willis has suffered. The indictments concern charges of soliciting public officers to violate their oaths. Wow. One count stemmed from a phone call between Trump and Georgia Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger. But the thing is, he was asking questions. They're making it illegal to question the election when we know, and I got to be careful how I phrase this, we know that fraud happens in elections. We got multiple people locked up for election fraud. We have various investigations showing election fraud in certain counties and certain jurisdictions. So that you can't, but they're saying you can't even question that. And I could go into more detail, but we know what would happen if I do. But Democrats insist the call was ironclad proof of Trump trying to steal the election in Georgia, which was a key swing state. Now fast forward years later, and Judge McAfee has seen fit to trash that indictment alongside other high-profile charges against Trump. For making a phone call. They tried to indict him on it. Trump has steadily scored victory after victory in Georgia and Florida while facing sporadic setbacks in his New York hush money trial. However, the case against Trump in New York is objectively the weakest indictment. I mean, even people on the left are saying, like, yeah, this is the weakest. Due to the leftist jury pool in deep blue New York City and a judge who has a conflict of interest, it's possible that Trump could be convicted. Nevertheless, the biased circumstances of the trial have laid the foundations for an appeal. Following Judge McAfee's decision to trash the indictments against Trump, Willis filed a notice of appeal, but interestingly did not articulate a reason for the appeal. This is incompetence though. This is her own incompetence. Like how you're not gonna articulate? You can appeal something, but don't argue why the reason of your appeal. That makes no sense. It appears Willis doesn't have a good reason and simply filed her motion as a matter of procedure in order to keep the pressure off the rest of the indictment. Delay has become the name of the game for both Trump and Willis. Trump has used delay tactics to kneecap momentum against him. Willis is now hoping to stave off an inevitable victory for Trump that will boost him ahead of November's election. But it's going to be ended up. The Georgia case is going to be dropped, the whole thing. But let me know what y'all think about this. Leave your comments down below. Like, share, subscribe, and check out jjthepsychotherapist.com for the latest in news. Until next time, peace.